Our world changed so much during COVID-19. After lockdown, schools scrambled to adjust to online learning. Our world has changed just as much during this first quarter of the 21st century. So why have we done nothing more than buy updated textbooks with more chapters at the end? Our schools are not adequate to prepare students for a rapidly changing world. We are not ready for a future with artificial intelligence, AI, and climate change and other innovative technologies and disruptive disasters we can't even imagine yet. With the launch of the iPhone in 2007, blockchain in 2009, increased access of virtual reality in the 2010s, the development of work-from-home technologies in 2020, and the popularization of ChatGPT and other artificial intelligence in 2022. We need to change elementary education to keep up to date, to help students become the leaders of tomorrow. I believe elementary education needs to be changed first. Elementary education is the foundation of a child's life. The school environment is one of the most important places that cultivates each child's identity, interests, and character. So as we start trying to prepare students for the future, it is critical that elementary education is able to teach them some skills, some invaluable skills, now more than ever. So in my speech, I aim to identify 5 of these important skills and ways in which they can be taught both inside and outside of school. The first essential skill is reading, particularly a love for reading. Reading is a crucial part of social studies and English class in high school, and most post-secondary courses also require large amounts of reading. But more importantly, reading is a precious, age-old pastime, a great way to inspire creativity, build empathy, and learn and grow. Reading is learn and grow. In elementary schools, we need to be able to teach students who love to read. So how can we cultivate a love for reading within students? I had a great experience myself. There was a program at my school called Grandparents Reading, where the grandparents of students at my school volunteered their time to read with students. Every child was paired with a grandparent and read to them from a book of their choice. After about 30 minutes of reading, they then had the opportunity to play board games together. Isn't that such a fantastic way to encourage reading while having fun and building interpersonal skills? For younger students, having an enthusiastic teacher who dedicates time at the start of each class to read out loud to the kids is just as effective. Notice how this not only helps students fall in love with reading, it also calms them down and prepares them for the lesson ahead of them. Outside of school, parents should take time with students each evening to read with them. It would also be cool if students could join programs where they can read with seniors at senior homes or with volunteers at the library. No matter which profession students go into, reading is a lifelong skill and hobby. The second essential skill is public speaking. Just like reading, public speaking is a transferable and useful skill in any pursuit. Whether it's an entrepreneur pitching their company to investors for funding, or an engineer giving a presentation about their ideas at the team meeting, public speaking is useful all the way from middle school presentations to wedding toasts. I believe it is powerful if you're able to clearly and confidently express your thoughts. For younger students, public speaking and confidence can be built through fun and interactive games. Having students take turns confidently read out silly poems while maintaining eye contact with their peers, for instance. For your older students, bringing in professional coaching can help with hand gestures, eliminating verbal tics, writing effective speeches, and so on. I believe it would also be inspirational if they could watch and then recite the speeches of great speakers, such as Martin Luther King Jr. Outside of school, programs where students can recite their own speeches and then recite it to their peers. So for instance, a junior Toastmasters or a speech competition would be fantastic. Schools sometimes have an overemphasized focus on the content of the speech itself, but the real skill they should be building, particularly in elementary school, is confident public speaking. Next is perseverance. This helps students get through the tough parts of life and is just as, or perhaps even more important than the knowledge students learn in school. We need to build resilient kids for when inevitable challenges come up. People in positions of power and peers need to encourage students to explore, pursue their passions, and go for it. Being supporting, uplifting, and providing opportunities to students who don't always seem to be the best fit may be a small step, but it can actually end up making a huge difference in the child's life. Building perseverance in schools, teachers can have students do passion projects. When students face challenges, they are pushed to seek out answers themselves instead of receiving teacher-made packets with all of the solutions inside of them. Another idea is parents or teachers taking students to volunteer in the community or do student-led fundraising campaigns for a cause that the class agrees on. Engaging students in the real world not only helps build future change makers, it also shows students that they can achieve something if they work towards it. The fourth essential skill is goal setting and organization. In elementary school, I had a friend who would lose something on a daily basis. On our trip to the zoo, it was her water bottle. At school, it was her hat or jacket. She frequently visited the lost and found, to say the least. I believe parents should have students pack their own backpacks and hold them responsible for taking care of their own belongings. Students should also create their own schedules and learn to stick to it. Learning to stay on track, completing homework, and even allocating time to play without prompting helps build self-independence, control, and time management. Parents and teachers can print out weekly schedule templates online and dedicate time every evening or once a week to sit down with their child and schedule out their next day or week. Goal setting in elementary school is important, particularly outside of school. We are taught to set SMART goals that are achievable, but I believe students should also set unachievable goals that may currently seem out of reach. It gives them something to aspire and constantly work towards, whether that's eventually representing Team Canada or opening their own bakery. But even in the short term, goal setting is important as a habit. If you're working on a hobby, a passion project, or a side hustle, what do you aim to achieve and how can you achieve it with little support from parents? That might look like setting a goal to learn knitting to eventually knit your own sweater. Notice how goal setting here not only helps with building perseverance, it also helps with confidence once the child wears their knitted sweater. And even if they're not successful in the end, that's okay. And it's the role of parents to tell students that it's the process that matters. Just like in life, even when you work hard for some things, it doesn't always work out. But the process will always be beneficial and hopefully enjoyable. The last method of working towards goal setting is by inviting industry professionals to talk to students about what they do. Career fairs are fun, but it would be a lot more inspirational if students could hear about all the different things amazing professionals do and not just the ones that they would choose to listen to. The fifth final essential skill is creativity. One of the few traits that AI does not have is creativity. Dreaming up fictional worlds in storybooks and creating original art will always only be something that humans can do. Picasso once said, "Every child is born an artist. The problem is how to remain an artist once we grow up." Creativity isn't cultivated. We're born with it. But how can we nurture it? Schools should have maker spaces where students can create, build, and explore. Parents and teachers should take the lead by doing creative things that might differ from societal norms. That might look like teaching using simulations or virtual reality instead of simply using textbooks. And most importantly, people in positions of authority should be open-minded to suggestions students bring up. If students see their ideas being used, they're more likely to keep on finding creative ways to improve the status quo. Those are the citizens of society we want to cultivate. Reading, public speaking, perseverance, organization, and creativity are 5 of the most important skills schools and parents should be cultivating in students today. These skills will not only take students far, they will help individuals thrive in a time where change is the only constant. By instilling these values early on, we're able to ensure students are not only ready to face the challenges ahead, they're able to lead and innovate in ways we can't even imagine yet. So to the parents and educators in this room, thank you for what you do. To the students in the audience, as you're growing up, consider how you can build the 5 skills mentioned today and constantly aim to improve yourself. Beyond that, how can you use your experience in the education system to improve it for those who come after you? Is that setting up an outside of school public speaking organization where students can practice? Or is that advocating for improved curriculums from the government? The possibilities are endless. It's up to you to start making them reality. Elementary education is the foundation of future success. Together, let's transform it for a brighter tomorrow. Thank you.